Welcome, everybody, to Great Crossing High School for the Battle of the Birds, round 4, year 2, between the host Great Crossing Lady Warhawks and the Scott County Lady Cardinals. Last year was a trilogy that started with a bang in the Toyota Classic, with Scott County hanging 100 and Braley McMath scoring a tournament and school record 54 points, 100-74. SC won the next two games in the series, 93-71, and then in the semifinals of the 11th region tournament, 74-63. I'm Cal Oakes with Derek Varney, and we're here to bring you a game that I think a lot of people think maybe on paper leans the other way this year. Great Crossing has the experience, is off to the hotter start. What are you expecting to see tonight?
Well, I guess that's why they tip it up and play the games, Cal. I mean, I tend to agree with, you look at it on paper and you look at records and so forth, and yes, it does lean heavily towards Great Crossing. In a matter of months, we were doing this game, and it was the other way. When earlier you said McMath scored 54, I think it was.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
I mean Morgan to 4. I apologize. My goodness, I'm already off kilter tonight. Yes, Morgan to 4, who is now at Morehead State. Thank you, Malaya Williams, Louisville. She played for Scott County too, so thank you for that catch.
Absolutely.
Braley McMath is the star of the Great Crossing Lady Warhawks. She has hit 1,000 points this year. She had a couple of big games in that series too. That's why I had her on the brain, I guess. And I think that's Coach Steve Helton's biggest worry tonight, is that they don't really have a great matchup for her on the Scott County side defensively.
Right, and that's all you can hope for when you got a player like McMath out there. Is you got to hope maybe she gets hers. You just can't let the other 4 beat you. One of the other 4 step up and get 15 to 20 points. If you can keep them around or below their average, and then, McMath is going to get hers because she just plays so daggone hard. I love watching her play. I thought it was quite a treat last year watching Morgan DeFore and McMath go at it. I mean, she didn't buy it. They were trading buckets many times throughout the game, and you and I were saying this is worth the price of admission last year watching them. So I'm anxious to see her again because she never stops. And if any kid wants to see how to play the game hard, you can just watch her.
You talk about McMath and the other 4. I think the question for Great Crossing right now is, who are the other 4 going to be? Warhawks came off a 61-51 win over Frankfurt the other night. That was on the road, and that was coming off a 14-day COVID pause. Even after that, they were missing 2 players, 2 starters, in fact, arguably 2 of their top 3, in Timmy Williams, their second leading scorer, and Reagan Barrett, their third leading scorer and leading rebounder. Other players stepped up. Haley Ward had 19 points, 5 threes in that game. They got a good night from Lauren Tucker, one of the seniors that was honored tonight on senior night for the Warhawks. But looks like those 2 players are in uniform tonight. We don't know how much we'll see them, but I would expect once they get going in the game, it will be hard to take them out. Question is Great Crossing's depth a little bit too much for Scott County? Scott County seems to have, its starting 5 seems to be pretty solid right now. They've had some moments off the bench for some players, especially in these last couple of district games where they've hung 80 points on Bryan Station and 75 on Frederick Douglass. But how are those players going to respond in an atmosphere like this remains to be seen, I think.
Absolutely, and tonight is going to be a true test because how many minutes is Kennedy going to be able to give you, right? I mean, she is.
Foul trouble's been the issue there.
Sure, but she's being asked to play, like you said the other night. You mentioned she plays all 5 positions.
Yeah, she played point guard in that game against Frederick Douglass, and really that was the key. They got so far ahead in that game, and then when she got in foul trouble and went out, there was nobody else, Coach Helton said, that could handle the ball or wanted to handle the ball, and Douglass came right back on them. So she's had games this year, has Kennedy, 24 points and 20 rebounds against Bryan Station. She is right now 29 away from 1,000 for her career. So you think about all the players just in the past 5 years, boys and girls in this county, that have hit that number. KT on the brink of doing that herself. There's some nice pieces around her. Emma Price, we saw her last year several times on our broadcast. She's their leading scorer this season, about 15 points per game. Malia Moore, now a freshman, has really stepped up and been able to hit some shots, and also gets in there and rebounds for someone who's a 5'6" freshman. Then you've got Bree Penny, had a career game the other night with 19 points against Frederick Douglass. And Kaylee Wise she's been lately a double-double machine, or at least right in that neighborhood. and she's a senior and gives some size along with Tompkins. So they've got their shot. They've got a puncher's chance, no question.
Sure they do. They just need to. They need to. I mean, tonight, the stars got to be aligned right, and they're gonna have to. You got to hope that McMath does have an off game. Does something off, and then they're able to, stop the other four. And then on the offensive end, that's where, I noticed when we had the Walt Verona game, really, really struggled. They were, stuck on 33 points. Well, in the fourth quarter, I think I don't think they scored many more than that night. So that's what they're just going to have to execute and just play extremely hard.
You talk about Morgan DeFore, and we talk about Malaya Williams, and the year before that, Malia Owens, and the year before that, Juliet Smith, and the year before that, Peyton Riddle, and the list goes on and on. How many great players Scott County has graduated. They were due for a season like this to start off slowly. They're 3-5, but if you look at their 5 losses, I wrote them down. Dunbar, Franklin County, Scott High, GRC, and Walton Verona. You can make a case that all 5 of those teams should be in the top 25 in the state of Kentucky.
And those could have been losses in the previous years with the good teams. With the good teams.
Those teams are always capable, and those teams seem to be senior except for GRC. Those other teams there seem to be senior dominated right now. Everybody knew they were going to be pretty solid coming into this season. So I don't think it was any surprise. I think the surprise was maybe that Coach Helton didn't dumb down the schedule a little bit, but that's just not his style.
No.
He doesn't like to do that. He doesn't like to change who he is. He said early in the season he tried some different things defensively, some zone. He says, I don't believe in it. I can't teach it, I guess. And so they've gone back to doing what they do, which is trying to wreak havoc and try to score and run the floor and try to get shots up. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, you tip your hat and move on to the next night. And I think Scott County's playing better with that philosophy.
Yeah, and you know what? He does not put a lot of pressure on them. They know what to do. These girls have been in this system. Some of them, sixth and seventh grade. So they're going to do what they do. You just hope you do cause some turnovers tonight and, wreak a little havoc on the defensive end.
You talk about these girls know each other. These coaches know each other, obviously. Glenn Wilson coached for 21 years with Tara Helton and 19 with Steve Helton before coming over here. Coach Helton will tell you he hates this game. He considers Coach Wilson one of his best friends, and I'm sure the feeling is mutual there. But Coach Wilson has done a tremendous job here in these 2 years. His team is 5-1 coming in. Of course, they had 5 games canceled or postponed or one or the other due to the COVID situation. But they are certainly among the top teams in the 11th region. Obviously, they've got a big, giant monolith in Franklin County to deal with here in the 41st district. But they're certainly right there along with Dunbar in the battle for number 2, I think. And Scott County, it was easy to count them out early after those losses against those teams we mentioned, but a win like this could vault them right back into the conversation.
Sure, this is huge. I mean, they can absolutely, you don't want to use measuring stick right now because I think it is, but then again, it isn't. I mean, it's a you say a crosstown rivalry. It's not even crosstown. It's one of those around the corner,
around the block rivalries.
Around the block rivalries. That's right. But again, they're going to play similar tonight, just for the mere fact what you mentioned of Coach Wilson being in Coach Helton's system for so long. They're going to play hard defensively. They're going to try to speed you up, get as many turnovers as they can.
Great Crossing is the 3rd leading offense in the state right now, 72.8 points per game, and they're only allowing just a tick over 50. So that win over Frankfort the other night was a relatively small margin of victory for them. You look at most of the games they've had have been running clock or close to it, with the exception of the loss to Franklin County. As we mentioned, Scott County coming in on a modest 2-game win streak, so they set up at 3-5. Next week's a big week for SC. They're already 2-0 in the district. They'll play Sayre. They could go 3-0 in that one. We'll have that on the Bird's Nest Network on Tuesday night. So, like you said, this game isn't the be-all, end-all. There's bigger goals right now. Scott County, the district still goes through them, it seems like, and they can still reach a lot of their goals regardless of what happens here tonight.
Yes, absolutely. And I do think, I'm hoping that we will see a good one here tonight. I mean, to see, again, a lot of confidence Scott County coming in. Victories mean a lot.
Last year, second game here, Great Crossing came out and hit a bunch of shots early and got an unexpected lead and put Scott County back on its heels. If Scott County were to do the same thing tonight to Great Crossing, who knows? But I do think that first quarter is going to be which team can assert their will, and that's always a battle since both teams like to do a lot of the same things.
Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. When a lot of times sometimes there's not a lot of scoring when there's two teams that are familiar with each other.
That's true. Styles make fights, as they say in boxing and MMA. We're going to have the national anthem here. We're back with the starting lineups on the other side.
By the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad skies and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the red hearts we watched, were so gallantly. And around its red came through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Nice rendition.
Beautiful a cappella rendition of the anthem. It does look like it will be the unusual starting lineup, or maybe a senior night starting lineup too, so you can look at it that way, as Ward and Tucker will both be in the starting lineup again for Great Crossing instead of Williams and Barrett.
The Scott County Lady Cardinals.
It will be Braley McMath, Lauren Tucker, Haley Ward, and then you have Ava Skierman.
Freshman number 2.
I'm trying to see who the fifth is. We'll get to Scott County in the meantime. Malia Moore, the freshman. Bree Penny, the junior. Kennedy Tompkins, 6-foot senior. As we said, she'll play all over the place. You'll see her bringing the ball up at point guard, which is a look that we weren't used to in the past. Emma Price, the leading scorer, 15 points per game. And Kaylee Wise, a senior, leading rebounder on the team. She averages 4.9 points, 7.9 boards per game. Kennedy Tompkins, 12.9 points, 10.2 rebounds, so averaging a double-double, and also leads the team with 2.4 assists per game. Rachel Smith is the fifth starter that I couldn't see for Great Crossing. That's the typical lineup in her case. So it's the same starting five from the Frankfurt game the other night. We'll see if we get Timmy Williams and Reagan Barrett off the bench, or if they are still on the
I think
line.
we'll see them pretty quick.
I think so.
Great Crossing Warhawks.
I mentioned Ward's 19 points the other night. She averages 6.3 and 3.8. Great Crossing scoring does go a lot deeper, as you would expect, with a team that averages 72. McMath 17.7, then Williams at 15.8, Smith 9.3, Barrett 9.8 with 5 rebounds to lead the team per night. Skierman 7.2, Olivia Tierney, the freshman, also good for 5.4 points per game. A lot of three-point shooters that you have to watch on this Great Crossing team as well. In addition to McMath, Williams, Ward, Tierney, Skierman, all, and along with Smith, can pop the three. So it's a wide-open style. They get to the rim a lot. Great Crossing, one of the top shooting teams in the state as well. They average better than 50% from the field. So.
And that comes from the guards being, even when Timmy's in, we know how hard she goes to the bucket. I mean, last year we said if she would just turn it down a notch, she'd be that much better. And I'm sure she has.
I think she has. She doesn't seem to get to the line as much. They are plus 40 in the turnover category in 6 games, so that explains why they're getting to the rim so much.
Yes.
Interesting stat in this team: Rachel Smith, Braley McMath, Reagan Barrett, and Layla Custard are a combined 23 for 23 from the foul line this year. They have not missed those 4 players. They're going to honor Braley McMath for her 1,000th point. She achieved that against Western Hills, if memory serves. We've got Player of the Game awards for both teams tonight. Those are Paint and Flooring and Georgetown Community Hospital. We'll present those to the winners after the game.
I think they just said she was a 4.0 student as well.
That doesn't surprise me.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Congratulations.
Brayla McMath, I've been watching her since 8th grade, and she's just effort personified all the time. Just going to be an outstanding Division II player at Christian Brothers down in Memphis, Tennessee.
I'll tell you what, it says a lot about her. She was so ready to get over that spotlight on
Yeah,
her. She took the ball that they gave her and threw it to Coach Wilson and was like, let's go, let's play.
She's like many kids. She'll do you the honor of an interview, but she doesn't like talking about herself much. Scott County won the toss, and they will inbound to Kennedy Tompkins to begin the game. Tompkins defended by Skierman up top. She loses it. Ward intercepts and brings it back the other way for the Warhawks.
Got to watch this turnover situation.
Yep, that's +1. We said they're +40, so that's an average of between 6 and 7 more than their opponents that they force per game. McMath pops from the foul line. Good. Braley with her first 2, adding to that career total, and it's 2-0 Warhawks. Tompkins up quickly over top, intercepted again by Haley Ward. Here comes GC. Ward takes it all the way to the rack, blocked by Tompkins. It goes out of bounds. It went off of Ward, and it will go back to the Lady Cards.
Yeah, that's Ward going in and trying to challenge the 6'1 Tompkins. She was like,
Ward had a couple of options there and probably now wishes she had taken one of them. Scott County inbounds. Malia Moore at the top of the circle, guarded by Rachel Smith. She will take it. Wild shot. Goes in, rattles in. That's Coach Helton's happy when Malia Moore does that. He says sometimes that's your best offense. Put it up, and if you don't make it, we'll go get the rebound. It's better than turning it over.
And I think they're playing McMath well here, where they're backing off of her, and then they're helping out in the lane. So they're going to make her beat them with jump shots, and she's too.
McMath for 3. Rachel Smith passed it up, gave it to Braley for a better shot, and Braley drained it. 5-2.
5-2 McMath.
Yes, do the McMath once again.
She's got all 5.
She obviously gets fired up to play her old team, as just about everybody on this Great Crossing roster does. There are a few that never suited up for Scott County, but most of them, at least even in middle school, wore the red, which it is red tonight for Scott County. They've finally gotten rid of those god-awful black road uniforms. I think they realized they weren't very good luck at the beginning of the season.
I never knew what made Scott County High School is red, white, and blue. I've never understood where the black came from.
It's just everybody goes with that alternate color now. Scott County turned it over there while we were talking about motifs.
Which is 4 possessions.
And McMath almost turns it over. Price came out to contest, but McMath recovered. Over in the corner to Smith, who catches and fires off the back of the rim. No good, but a strong rebound there by Skierman, who kicks it to McMath. Another miss. Rebound by KT. Tompkins.
Strong rebound. My goodness.
Just went up and got it. She's all of 6 feet, and like we said, she brings the ball up as well, kicks it to Moore for a 3. It's long. Rebound again. Skierman takes it away from Wise. Up to McMath quickly. McMath, no look past to Tucker. She's fouled and will go to the line.
Beautiful look. And on the other end, Scott County did get a good look, and you know what? They've had 5 possessions and 3 turnovers. That's the only second time that they were able to get a shot at the goal.
Bree Penny did a nice job fouling Tucker hard enough to deny the 3-point play and deny the basket. Tucker, not Great Crossing's best free throw shooter. Bet she makes that one. See, the reverse psychology as soon as I said something like that. She's a senior, transfer from the Arlington, Virginia area.
Nice.
Makes them both.
Nice.
Make a liar out of me, Lauren. 7-2. She had a tough night at Frankfurt the other night, but the whole team did. They were 0 for 6. Still won that game by 10. Tompkins quickly across the timeline.
They need to get some screens here and going to keep moving.
Defense backed off her a little bit. That allowed them to get more open for a 3 that's short. Rebound to Ward. Ward's done a nice job. A couple of steals and a couple of rebounds early. Smith for a quick 3 once again. She loves that catch and shoot. She misses long. Rebound comes down to finally Penny. Tompkins ahead to Price. Price thought about the 3-pointer. Drives the baseline instead. Floater misses. Rebound bounces around on the floor. It's tied up between Rachel Smith and Malia Moore. It will go to Great Crossing. 7-2, 5:22 remaining first quarter.
If Scott County can break the press, I think they can get some good looks. But they got to Kennedy Tompkins says once she gets rid of it, she's not getting the ball back, and they got to find a way.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I worry about
Yes.
as a point guard. Having your best scorer and rebounder and most prolific player as your point guard is not always a good thing. Ward for 3. She was trying to stay hot from the game the other night, which hit 5, but missed that one. KT with
look.
another rebound. Long pass. Nice ball movement, but it's intercepted. Smith saved it to Tucker, and Ward brings it back the other way for great crossing. Finds Skierman for a 3-point attempt. Good. Ava hits the 3 to make it 10-2. Timeout, Scott County.
That is 5 3-pointers and 5 possessions that Great Crossing's taking, which to me that plays into Scott County's hands. I mean, that's 5 threes they've taken in a row, and Skierman just knocked one down.
10-2, and it is a quick start for the Great Crossing Warhawks. McMath and Skierman both with 3s.
Quite hot for teacher.
Ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. We miss Eddie.
Big time.
Scott County gets it inbounds after I think it was a 30-second timeout. Seemed quick. Nice work to get the ball inside to Wise for a quick 2, and that's what SC needed.
Out of a timeout. Got to cut the ball.
3-point attempt for Skierman again, looking for 2 in a row, but missed. Ward, strong rebound, gets fouled, and will go to the line.
There's 6 3-pointers in a row.
They do like that shot when they can't get to the rim. I think they'll need to get to the rim a little more, but usually that's predicated on turnovers for them.
Something about both programs, because the guys kind of are in love with that 3-pointer a little bit too.
They do. It's become the MO for most people. If you see them come out at halftime, that's all they shoot now.
Yep.
Ward makes 1 of 2, missed the first, made the second. Her first point on senior night. So seniors have 8 of the 11 points so far. 3-point attempt from Price, way off.
Almost a bank.
Tried it. It was tied up again. It'll go to Scott County. 4:20 to play. KT will be under play as anticipated. Ward there with the pass. It was headed to Price, and Ward knocked it out of bounds.
Price needs to be moving towards the ball. It's a hard pass to make out of bounds when you're moving backwards. She was moving towards the sideline, which allowed the defender to get in between her.
KT inbounds to Wise. Wise takes it from the elbow, loses it. Skierman picks it up. Back come the Warhawks.
Skierman is everywhere.
And only a freshman.
Yep, she is everywhere.
Lauren Tucker, cross court to Ward. Ward drives to the foul line, kicks it over to Smith. Step back 3. Good. That is 3 threes, 1 each for Smith, McMath, and Skierman, and it's a double-digit lead for GCHS.
That's 2 of their last, 2 of 7 in 3-pointers. Their last 7 trips down floor.
Baseline drive and an offensive foul called on Kaylee Wise. And it's going the other way once again. So SC, nothing going right so far.
They just need to get some looks at the basket. I mean, they got.
It's all been wild 3-point,
It's just an empty possession.
They haven't really run an offense yet. McMath in the corner to Ward, catch and shoot 3. They thought that was going down, but it rattled out. Long rebound to Emma Price. Pushes the tempo quickly.
Oh, nice look.
She looked to more, but it was deflected again by GC. Good job with getting the hand on the ball, but a nice jumper there by Malia Moore.
She's got the little Bob Cousy runner down.
She does.
That's 2 in a row that she's hit just off balance.
Freshman has done a nice job. Another 3-point attempt for Smith. Rattles off. Tompkins rebound up ahead. Long bounce pass. Missed the reverse layup. Did Price. Wise recovered. Finds Penny at the top of the key. Another wild miss. Another rebound. Followed her own shot. Missed that. Ward brings it down. Up ahead to McMath. Collision. Blocking foul on Moore.
I like. What is Moore, an 8th grader or a freshman?
Freshman
She's
now.
a freshman. Both Moore for Scott County, Skierman for Great Crossing. They're just fearless. You would think both these girls were seniors.
Emma Beam and Olivia Tierney in the game. I'm starting to think we won't see Timmy Williams and Reagan Barrett tonight. And if they don't need to use players who haven't practiced and haven't been available. Why would you, right?
Right.
They're off to a hot start, 14-6. Wild shot there.
Cal,
Another
I'm telling you,
tie-up.
if I'm Coach Hilton, I am happy with what I'm seeing on Great Crossings End. It's nothing but threes, and they're causing bad shots in the lane. Again, I know they've hit 3 3-pointers, but it's not a good percentage.
Neither team has gotten many open layups to this point. They're passing them up for other things. They're not working hard enough to get them. Ball on the floor again. Recovery by Smith, who shoots a three. I think McMath kind of dished it to her, and she drained it from the left wing. 17-6. Step back three for Price is good. So Emma with the answer. Her first 3 points of the night gets it back to 8, 17-9. McMath up quickly. Step back three. Short, rattles though, and goes in. When you're hot, you're hot. Braley with 8.
Unbelievable. Her strength I don't even think she's going to get it up to the bucket.
Just finds a way, and now she makes the steal from Tyree Young, who's in the game for the first time.
Whoa.
High dribble from McMath. Kicks it
out.
over to Tierney for 3. Short. Rebound bounces around. She gets her own rebound, does Tierney. Misses the second chance. Young rebound for SC. Long pass up ahead. Good look to Emma Price for the easy 2. Uncontested layup. We said there haven't been many of those, but there's one for SC to get to within 20-11. 90 seconds left first quarter. Fast-paced first quarter, as we expected. Now GC will slow it down a little bit. Tierney finds McMath behind the line. She'll dribble a couple of times. Penny on her.
See, I like this. You don't get right up on somebody like McMath that can just go right by you. Right there was a foul they got away with. And
and she spins from the left elbow, doesn't get that to go down, but the long rebound comes out to her. She thinks about a shot from 25 feet. Now she kicks it over. Will be an attempt for Skierman, who misses. Rebound for Tierney. Too many offensive rebounds if you're Scott County. Tierney makes the turnaround.
They got 2 bad shots that they didn't get the rebound from, and then they got one that they got scored on. They got to get that rebound.
Tompkins in a little bit of trouble. Skierman and Tierney were guarding her. She recovered and finds Young. Young gets it almost taken away by McMath, who's playing hard, close defense on her. No call there as Young recovers. McMath all over Young, who finally gets it inside to Price for the short turnaround. Rachel Smith is down on the baseline. I think she just got knocked down. Seems to be okay. Checking in again is Haley Ward, and Smith will sit down. 22-11, 23 seconds remaining, 23.1 to be exact, first quarter. Great Crossing at home and on top in the Battle of the Birds. Math looks like she'll be content to get her team the final shot of the quarter. I say that, and she'll drive it to the rim and put up a wild shot that somehow goes in. Scoop-a-doop. Quickly to the other end is Young. Miss. Rebound Wise. Short. Buzzer sounds. 24-11. McMath has 10 for the Lady Warhawks.
What did we just see right there?
My goodness gracious. She's special.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Great Crossing cheerleaders.
So the Warhawks well above their 70-point average. If you think that's impressive, they're on pace for 96 right now.
Wow.
We mentioned Scott County hit 100 last year. That may or may not be on Great Crossing's mind.
And somebody had a little bit more than half that Hondo, didn't they?
Yeah, 54 is more than half. You're right. And it was Morgan DeFore. Did I mention that before? Yes. Okay, good.
Right.
Gosh, that Braley McMath on the brain, and now you can see why.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
amazing.
She is.
She's an amazing player in her own
she's
right.
Something to watch. You know, not only that, you see that, you know, what she has around her. You know, as I mentioned earlier, what I love is just Ava Skierman just everywhere. Again, a freshman. You know, knock down some big shots. She's guarding Kennedy Tompkins tonight, so she's been asked to step up and do that. And you know, just a supporting cast around McMath. I think big things are on the horizon here for the Lady Warhawks.
Yeah,
I really do. I mean,
think,
they're fun to watch. And again, you haven't even seen Reagan Barrett and Tim.
Right. This is without two of their top three, arguably, or two of their top four. And as a three-point attempt for Tompkins is no good. A rebound for Penny. This is a great crossing team that just really couldn't hit any shots against Franklin County. They didn't play that badly that night.
Well, they're going to live and die by the three, as we see.
Foul
when
on
you have
Tierney.
those type of shooters, it's unbelievable.
They've got weapons.
Yep.
Wise from the elbow is a wild shot that caught nothing except maybe a little bit of the bottom of the rim. Skierman tied up the rebound. It will go to great crossing. She'll go retrieve the ball. There's pretty much nobody wants to touch that in this day and age. Unless they've got their hand sanitizer in their pocket. Good crowd here tonight, though, despite all those things going on in the world. Skierman with the drive, no good. Rebound comes down to Wise.
I like that. She took it strong to the bucket.
That was a travel.
Yep.
That's Cammie Sargent in the game for the first time.
See, and the thing about it was right there, Skierman doesn't settle for the three. She goes to the bucket. And what that does to the defense, that just opens it up because before Scott County's just laying back and going, you know what, you all shot 7 or 8 threes in a row here. Keep shooting.
That's what I like about Skierman's game. She's a very balanced player. She'll also go and get rebounds. Good passer.
Oh, she'll run out in the lobby and get a ball. Through the wall.
Indeed. McMath, leisurely possession again. The rare half-court set for the Warhawks. She's guarded by Penny. Step back, three-point attempt, short. Beam fights for the rebound. Wise goes to pick it up. It's tied up again. That'll go to Scott County.
See, I know McMath is really good with. I know she's really good with that. But that's what Scott County wants. She's got a step back three. If you hit that, congratulations.
It's still a 35% shot. So Scott County's willing to let her take it. 2 out of 3 ain't bad as far as they're concerned. Tompkins up quickly. She'll take it to the rack, and she'll get it. Yeah, she'll travel. It was a good block there. Coming from behind the play was Skierman and forced the turnover. Kylie Bartholomew, the third senior on the Scott County roster, has checked into the game. She's another 6-footer, so they've got they can put 3 out there at one time. She replaced Wise, so that removes her from the 6-foot equation. Cross-court pass to McMath, finds Skierman up top for 3. Almost banked it in, but it was not close enough. And now Sargent picks up her dribble and has to fire, and that almost was a backcourt.
I don't know how it wasn't.
Sargent will take the long 3 that was nothing but air, and rebounded by Tierney, the freshman, to McMath, the senior, to the corner to the other senior, Ward, in and out. Rebound Tompkins. Cold start to the second quarter. We're almost 2 minutes in. No points either way. There's Bree Penny, misses. Tipped back to Tompkins at the foul line. She shoots from the paint. Good. KT's first 2 points of the night, 24-13.
They're going to have to find a way to get it to her. Again, with her being point guard and getting rid of it, and the first person that catches it shoots it, they're going to have to. Before she was getting rid of it and she was going and posting up, which that's the best thing she can do.
I fully understand his decision, but it's kind of why Coach Helton was reluctant to have Morgan DeFore at the point until he absolutely had to last year, because, really, do you want your best shooter and best offensive player and best everything to be in that role? It kind of takes them out of the equation. It's easy for the other team to throw multiple defenders at them. Tompkins got the rebound, takes the shot, blocked by Skierman.
Great block.
And Skierman does it again with the effort play. It will stay with the Lady Cards, 24-13. They trail, 5:23 remaining second quarter. Tompkins inbounds, 2 more. 3-point attempt, back rim, no good. Another rebound for Skierman. She's everywhere. Gets it to Haley Ward, who finds McMath, who will set things up. Pace a lot slower on the GC end. Here comes McMath into the paint. Contact. I think she'll be going to the line where she's perfect on the air, and I just jinxed her.
Yeah, and you know what? Scott County's just a little bit late right there. I mean, she went hard to the bucket, and their idea, what they want her to do is they want her to shoot the long jump shot over top and not get to the bucket.
Indeed, I did jinx her because she missed. She'll have another. She was one of the top, she was in the 80+% range as a junior last year. She led the state for a good portion of the season. Missed them both there, as I glowingly spoke of her but she grabbed the rebound herself and found Skierman, steps inside the arc, misses. Ball tipped to Bartholomew. Now it's loose again on the floor. McMath went after it, saved by Price. Young gets it to Bartholomew. They break the pressure. Tompkins finds Moore alone under the basket. She missed, though, as McMath came in late and distracted her just enough. Going the other way is Rachel Smith.
The closest to Moore were you and I. That's how wide open she was.
McMath step back three. Short. Rebound Tompkins. Boy, it bounced around on the rim again, though. Even her shots that are short.
Good shooters
they find
always
a way,
close. Yep, good shooters
especially at home. Malia Moore for three, no good. Boy, SC just struggling from everywhere right now. Long rebound, Skierman will take it all the way and get fouled.
She used her body well right there. She knew there was not going to be a charge call on that, so she made the body contact and just about finished it.
She took the right angle to make sure it would be only on Scott County. That foul called on Emma Price, I believe. That's her second, team sixth. Skierman misses. Boy, GC is just struggling from the line the last couple of games. It's not like them. But again, they had at least 10 days out of the gym completely. You know, maybe kids don't work as much on their own as they used to back in the day when that kind of thing happens.
What's kind of messed up with COVID though is you can't get once you have time off, you can't go and you know it's freezing outside. So I guess
right, there's really no place to go. You're right. You're
right.
Right about that. Plus, they had a snow day Monday where neither county school was allowed to work out. Right. As Bartholomew gets a basket on a putback to bring SC within 10, 25-15. The clock has not run. Okay, there it goes. It hadn't run since the free throws. Smith to McMath in front of the Scott County bench, guarded by Price. Taking down to the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Great crossing in control so far. McMath at the elbow, kicks over to Skierman for a three. It's good. Ava, she's having a heck of a game tonight. 7 points and tremendous defense.
Everything for her is just effort points.
Nice spin. Speaking of effort for Tyra Young, which can't get the shot to fall. Moore fought hard for the rebound. Now to Young for a second chance three. Blocked by Braley McMath. All 5 feet of her.
That may be the first of her career.
Oh, she's had a few. I've seen them. It's incredible how many she gets. And that's just all about timing and placement and court awareness. Another 3-point attempt by Tyra Young. The crowd still going wild over the McMath block. Rebound to Rachel Smith. Here comes GC, 3-on-2. Now Smith will pull it back for Skierman. Over to the corner to Ward. Ward kicks to Skierman again. 3-point attempt. Off. Saved by Beam to Ward, who draws the foul on Malia Moore.
Yeah, right now there's no Scott County standing around. They look a little gashed right now, Cal, and Great Crossing just getting to every 50-50 ball.
That's a line for Great Crossing, number 23, Ward, shooting 2.
Haley Ward misses the first free throw, so the struggles continue. Kelsey Hall, different uniform number than I'm used to seeing for her. That's who I thought it was, but it threw me for a minute. As these red jerseys, they don't necessarily match up with the numbers on the roster. Ward missed both free throws. Great Crossing has bricked 5 of the last 6. Tompkins, no shot as the foul was on the floor. It went in.
Great Crossing foul number 22.
Even when they go in for Scott County, they're no good.
Seems like when nothing's going your way, nothing's going your way. Fouls on Skierman, her second, only the Warhawks' third of the half. Tucker checks back into the game. Ward will sit down. Nope. Skierman will sit down. That makes sense with the 2 fouls. Hall over the top, inbound to Tompkins. Guarded by Beam, takes it to the hole, and it's good. KT has a couple of buckets now. Keeps her team within 11, 3 minutes to go in the half. McMath, just relentless, will pop another 3, in and out, rebound Tompkins. Looks up to find Young, 3-on-2. Young will take it herself, no good, rebound Tucker.
You know what? She has some great takes to the bucket. She just needs to concentrate and keep her head up.
Get the finish.
She really does. She got there and then wasn't even close on the layup.
Sophomore has got some offensive skills that when they develop, she's going to be a fine player. Beam short on the outside jumper, rebound to Price. She's going to take it at Ward all by herself. Misses. Ward tips the rebound to McMath. Back comes GC. McMath 1-on-2. That's when she usually pulls up and does that. Misses. Tie up, Beam and Tompkins. 4-on-4 there. Number 4 against number 4. It will stay with the Warhawks. 2:18 to play. Wise checks in for Bartholomew for Scott County.
Also in for Scott County, number 3, Belle Banner.
Belle Banner,
Replacing Young.
I believe she is a 7th grader. She checks in for Scott County for the first time, only her second varsity appearance of the season. Inbound pass to Beam, short jumper, can't get it to roll home. And the rebound for Wise. Price was waving, looking for a cherry pick layup, but they opted away from it and went to Tompkins. Instead, a wild shot by Hall. Long rebound will go to Price. 2 minutes. Scott County resets. Price drives it to the right. Looks inside, lob pass to Tompkins. Got to KT for another layup.
That's what I'm saying. I know that Skierman's doing a good job, but Skierman, she will struggle with Tompkins on the block.
30-second timeout.
On the block, it's going to be tough for her.
Great Crossing will get a 30 and talk it over. It's the closest it's been in a while. 9. 149. Scott County want to be starting something.
Oh, Michael J.
Both teams have been very dependent on the three-pointer. I think it's maybe been to Great Crossing's detriment a little bit. Scott County doing a nice job not letting them get to the rim.
Right. I mean, you got McMath who's going to, Skierman's hit a couple, McMath's hit some, Smith's hit a couple. But all in all, they're not shooting a good percentage. And you look up, and that's why Scott County is within, under double digits.
Even when Scott County's turning it over, they're doing a good job getting back and playing defense. So that's to the Cardinals' credit. They trail by 9, however. Smith with a pick from Tucker and a nice shot from Rachel. She's got 8. Little 10-footer. Breaks the spell. Is that okay, yeah, they put 3 on the board. I was like, that was not a 3. Unless they've changed the three-point line. Speaking of threes, there's one for Kelsey Hall. SC just can't buy one. Tucker rebound. Price has had the only 3 of the game for the Cardinals. Ticking down to a minute remaining here in the second quarter. Great Crossing held to 6 points in this period after a 24-11 start. Smith, guarded by Hall, finds Ward, foul line, floater, way short. Beam chases the rebound, but fires it to Scott County. Price with the interception. Now she picks up her dribble, guarded and harassed by Ward. She'll find Hall, misses, rebound, Beam. Long pass, Smith to McMath. McMath takes it to the rim. Reverse layup, very, very, very wild. And a rebound to Scott County. Belle Banner, the 7th grader, takes it herself. Yes. Nice. Gotta like that for the future of SC.
Yeah.
They're within 9 once again. McMath, she can't get one to go right now, not even close. Rebound for Beam, kicks it back to Ward, time wasting, 2-1. Ward floater, no good. Rebound, Tompkins. For Scott County, you got to feel good about what you did right before the half. You've kept it within 9. Great Crossing 30, Scott County 21. We'll see the stats. The shooting percentage is probably not great, certainly after the first few minutes.
Right. Oh, my goodness. Interesting.
Braylee McMath with 10 points, Rachel Smith with 8, Ava Skierman with 7. She might be in the running for our Player of the Game award right now.
Because she's got
the all-around play.
She's got about 7 rebounds too, probably, and she's playing. She's guarding Scott County's best player.
Warhawks again playing without Timmy Williams and Reagan Barrett, so that's a factor.
Are they not able to play at all tonight?
I think that's the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't 100% confirm that, but it's touchy with the COVID situation. You don't know. You're not always going to get the answers to those questions, but when a player is out for that reason, if that's the case, I think it's a mandatory 17-day. It's longer than the team absence is. So, again, don't know. But I think you're going to see every team dealing with that at some point this year. And cheerleaders will entertain you. We'll probably wait till the music dies down to dissect the stats.
I don't think I've ever seen a half without any turnovers. Do you think that's right?
It could be. The official stats say Great Crossing. That may just because they've taken 39 shots.
Yeah,
that may not be far from the truth. Scott County credited with 9.
And 4 of those were in the first 4 possessions.
Neither team shooting better than 27%. That's SC right now, 10 for 37. Great Crossing, 10 for 39, 25.6%. SC with a +8 on the boards, 33 to 25. Led by 10 for Kennedy Tompkins. So she has 6 points, 10 rebounds. She also has been harassed into 4 of the 9 turnovers as they've been able to throw a couple of people at her at a time. And you can do that if you don't believe that someone who's open is going to hurt you, and that may be the case. Pretty balanced scoring for SC. Tompkins, as we said, leads it with 6. McMath, 10. Smith, 8. Skierman, 7 have the lion's share for Great Crossing. Ward, 0 for 6. That's a far cry from the other night at Frankfurt. Skierman, only 2 for 9, but as we said, 4 rebounds. McMath actually has the team high with 5. Ward does have 2 steals. It is certainly a hodgepodge of statistics.
It really is. I mean, good.
It's hard to it's kind of tells you what an ugly game it's been at times. That pace that GC was on from the start has certainly slowed down as they've only got 30 at the half.
Well, and you look, you got points off the bench. Scott County 4-2. They lead 4-2 in that, so it's not like
they had a 7th grader with
right.
2 of those.
2 of those.
They're 1 for 10 from 3. You said Price was the only one to make one. GC 6 for 21. So they've taken more 3s than 2s. They're 4 for 10 from the line. Scott County has not been to the line.
That's it. And all the stats you mentioned, Scott County's only down 9. I mean, that's and you got to know that Great Crossing's going to come out this half. And they're going to put a blitz on. They really are. I mean, I think they're going to.
Yeah, I think
Coach Wilson will have them get to the bucket.
The ball is still in Great Crossing's court. They just have to do a better job getting to the rim. They're getting to the rim, and it's wild stuff. What McMath is doing is very uncharacteristic McMath stuff. She's not squared up at all when she gets to the rim.
Again, she's probably pressing a little bit. It's senior night. She wants to have a great big night.
And obviously wants to beat Scott County in the worst way.
Absolutely.
This is the only scheduled meeting between these two teams. It's not going to be a rematch at Scott County. The only way they'd play again is in the 11th region tournament, which is a distinct possibility. And you consider that Scott County is probably still the favorite in the 42nd. And Great Crossing is probably a strong number 2 in the 41st. Good chance they could play first round, second round. There's any number of possibilities there. So
be kind of neat.
That would be. I don't think Coach Helton or Coach Wilson necessarily wants that, but it's the way it is. Once they were in different districts, we knew that would be possible on both sides.
Yes.
We've got a lot of games coming up for you in the very near future. 3 back-to-back-to-back next week, Monday. In fact, they're all going to be at Scott County High School. We're finally going to see the boys. They actually get back into action tomorrow. They're at Western Hills. We won't have that one. I'm going to go check it out myself and hopefully have the live updates online. But they will be hosting Woodford County on Monday night. We'll have that one here on the network, 7:30 the starting time, newsgraphic.com or NFHSnetwork.com. With your monthly subscription, you can watch or you can just listen to us on the newspaper YouTube platform. Then Tuesday, it's a girls' game. In fact, we'll have both Scott County Sayre boys and girls. We'll have the girls on Tuesday night, boys on Wednesday. District battle there. Sayre girls, not to be slept. Don't take them lightly. I think they've improved a lot. They've got one of the best players in the district in Kylie Dennis, and that's a big game for Scott County girls. They win that, they go 3-0 in the district, and they just got I think they have to play Henry Clay twice, and then the home games against Bryan Station and the road game against Douglas. So the district's still in their hands if they can win that one. Boys, I don't know what to make of the Scott County boys. They've been out for the better part of 2.5 weeks by the time they play tomorrow, 16 days. So,
and it's not a 2.5 weeks where they got a lot of gym time in.
No,
you can't.
You can't for 10 days. They had a couple of snow days in there where they couldn't practice. So that's why I'm sure that's why Coach Glenn picked up the game tomorrow in Frankfort.
What time is that game?
2:00 start over there at the Hills, and that's a gym in the round that they have there.
That gym right there, we used to literally, Cal, have to pull the chairs from the bench out to close to midcourt because it was so loud in the band.
Oh, you can't hear yourself think.
You cannot. It's miserable. It's just a headache waiting to happen.
There's a couple of gyms up in Maine where I came from that are configured similarly. They're like domes. And when those couple of small town gyms, and when those places get full, you cannot hear yourself breathe, think, or anything else. So won't be quite that atmosphere tomorrow without many fans, but like I said, it's going to be a test for Scott County. They won a couple before they went on quarantine, so 3-5 on the season, and looking for more.
Right. Hopefully they'll turn the corner. As Coach Glenn said, they're in the corner
They're
right
in
now.
The center of the corner.
In the center of the corner.
Had a good win against Lafayette right before that episode, so Woodford County will be a challenge. They get the big Hunter Penn, and they got some guys that can always shoot the three on that team. They're always scrappy. So it's going to be a busy week next week. And then Great Crossing boys, I guess we won't see them for a while, but they have Berea here tomorrow night. And then it gets tough for them down the road. In the next week to 10 days, they're going to play both Oldham County and Lexington Catholic on the road. So God bless.
Yes.
As far as the Great Crossing girls, they are almost exclusively at home. They got a game with Danville tomorrow, an opponent that was picked up on short notice. Also at 2:00. That'll be, you can watch the video on NFHS. And then they'll have Rockcastle County and Berea both at home. I believe it's next Monday and Wednesday. So again, we have conflicts on our end of the network, so we won't be calling those games, but you can watch those if you are a Great Crossing fan, with the ambient sound, or hopefully you can recognize your favorite player when they're running up and down the court. You don't need us to tell you who they are. We thank everybody who's had a hand in bringing this to you this year and the past couple of seasons on the network. Domino's Pizza, Chick-fil-A, Green's Toyota of Lexington, Clark's Pump and Shop, People's Bank, Georgetown Community Hospital, Galvin's on Main, TMMK, Brickhouse Properties, Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, Steve Skierman, your local agent, West Banco, Burger King, Bluegrass Orthopedics, Raising Cane's, DMK CPA, Scott County Veterinary Clinic, Georgetown College. So many more on the walls that maybe not direct sponsors of the network, but certainly next time you're in one of the gyms, look around and do support the people. Certainly do support the news graphic. We publish every Tuesday and Friday. We're online 24/7. Following all of your winter sports teams and getting ready for spring before we know it, even though it doesn't feel like it right now, not even remotely. But that season will be here as well very soon.
Yep.
And we are thankful and hopeful and anticipate that those kids will get the season they deserve after last year, for sure.
Yeah.
Second half about to start here.
So sad.
We're glad winter sports are with you in some capacity. I know there's been a lot of start and stop, and it's been frustrating for the kids and the parents and reporters alike, but we're happy to be here bringing this to you tonight. No better place to be than the gym when it's about 20 degrees outside on a Friday night in February.
That good bitter walk when you leave the gym. Well, a trot.
They say normally you would feel the hairs in your nostrils freeze, but you still got your mask on. Sometimes that saves you from that experience.
Yeah, I'm starting to put the mask on before getting out.
Starting to think it's a good idea, at least in the wintertime.
Absolutely.
Inbound to Tompkins to begin the second half. SC ball. Over to Price on the wing for
My
three.
goodness.
Long rebound, 2. It's tied up, Smith and Tompkins. It will go with Smith's Warhawks.
Possession to Great Crossing.
No hesitation on shooting the ball for either team, but the
Well,
shots just aren't falling
And it's
tonight.
got to be baffling to Coach Helton to come out of the locker room and get a 30-footer first shot that's not even close.
It's got to be killing him. Nice little give and go there. Skierman got it knocked out of her hands by Malia Moore. It will stay with GC. Inbound by Smith. She finds a way over Price, gets it back from Tucker, shoots way short on a 3, rebound wise. This is getting ugly, Derek.
It is. I mean, that's 3 3-pointers in a row, and that's 0 for 3.
And there's another. And there's a rebound out of bounds. Dead ball to the Warhawks. 7:25 remaining third quarter.
I guess it's a little more acceptable if you're Coach Wilson, you got a 9-point lead, but when you're down 9 and you continue to take bad shots, that's tough to swallow.
I think in the kids' mind, they think, well, that's a way to catch us up fast. Well,
Right.
yeah, but it's out of the rhythm as Lauren Tucker makes a nice short jumper to put it back to 11.
Guess where that shot was taken from? In the
The
paint.
paint. The senior transfer getting on the board with a field goal. There's another 3 from Scott County, another air ball that will go back to Great Crossing.
Yeah, he needs to do the success and Coach Helton had in the first half was diving Tompkins to the block after she got rid of it, getting it back to her.
Smith on the right wing, guarded by Price. She'll drive it to the foul line, kick it to Ward. Ward will drop it to Skierman. Skierman with a impressive drive, but not close on the shot. She saved it to Smith, though. Ward finds McMath, who gets bumped in the call.
It's a bad foul there. They had McMath.
She was
hemmed up
facing
over here.
away.
Absolutely. They had her hemmed up.
Team's first foul of the half. It's the second personal on Bree Penny, who had 19 the other night. She has been shut out to this point. McMath dribbles behind her back. Takes it over to the left corner, picks up her dribble, finds Haley Ward. Another slow start to this quarter. Only 2 points on the board, another turnover. That could be the first for Great Crossing in the game if the halftime stats were correct.
That's pretty impressive.
It is wild. I don't think I've ever seen that, boys or girls, to tell you the truth.
After what? 18 minutes of play?
That's another ticky-tack call. This one will be the third on Ava Skierman.
In for the Warhawks, number 33.
Daughter.
Layla Custer replacing
Directing traffic from up here in the crow's nest. The bird's nest, as it were.
Right, the bird's nest.
Inbound.
2 old crows sitting up here.
We are feeling older by the minute. At least they play some of our music, though, still. That's because the PA guy's our age, too.
Exactly right.
Wise from the foul line, misses wildly. Blocked on the second attempt by Tucker. She's had a nice third quarter.
And that was a good look. In fact, the free throw line jumper by Wise.
And then she stayed with it and earned the possession as Scott County kicked it out of bounds. Great Crossing can't be happy with their efficiency offensively, but they can be happy with the 11-point lead. They've got the ball. McMath drives it, kicks it. 3-point attempt for Tierney is long. Tompkins rebound up quickly
nice
to
pass.
Moore. Long pass all alone.
Yes.
Good foul there by Custard to deny the basket.
So Scott County needs some easy buckets, Cal. They need to run out like that. And she needs to finish that. On any chance they get around the bucket, they got to finish.
They need points right now. They're down 11, 5:33 to play third quarter. Moore misses the first, back rim. Free throws have been an adventure tonight along with everything else.
Yep.
Scott County, I think that's their first free throw attempt. Great Crossing struggled from the line. Second one is good. Moore has 5 points. 10-point margin.
A high screen for McMath there to get her
She
free.
shoots it from the foul line. Good.
That's right there. I would never go away from that offense right there.
That should be Great Crossing's offense most of the time, in my feeling.
If not one screen, a double screen.
A nice turnaround jumper by Tompkins. Little floater. Tompkins has 8 to lead the Lady Cards, who still trail by 10. Just can't quite make that run. They've gotten it as close as 9. McMath pass tipped. Wise takes it, follows that interception, but now she gets it knocked away by Layla Custard.
Yep, she was asked to do something she's not accustomed to doing.
You know, there's such an increased role for some players on this
Right.
team this year, and it's an adjustment. Ball goes to Great Crossing, so another missed opportunity, a golden one. 4:44 remaining third quarter, 34-24. Great Crossing on top.
They need to back off of McMath a little bit.
McMath gets it to Ward. Finds Tucker or travel.
Yep.
She was trying to dish it to Tierney, but she walked. This game hasn't had the flow that I expected it to.
No, and it takes the crowd, takes everybody out of it. It's kind of tough.
Lob pass from Tompkins to Wise. She gets fouled. I think it'll be on the baseline.
I think it speaks volumes. The Great Crossing can have a game like this, you know, still be pretty good. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, you're
I
up
mean,
10.
they haven't played great
Uh-uh.
this week, but there's a lot of reasons for that, and they're still managing to win. Although Tompkins gets them with an 8, closest it's been in a while, top of the key.
They're starting to do things to get her involved. They're setting screens. They're letting her kind of go on her own. And when she does get into the paint, she's dangerous.
McMath takes it all the way. Another wild miss on a layup. Nice rebound by Tucker. Gets it to McMath, who cleverly gets back in bounds. Yeah, her pass attempt across court to Ward was tipped momentarily by Moore, but Ward saved it and gets it back to McMath.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't chase after McMath out here because she's going to turn the corner on you.
She's just going to exhaust you.
Right.
As she draws the foul and doesn't want help getting up. Now she does.
You
She's
know
a little
what?
frustrated right
She
now.
is. They're making her work for everything she's getting right now. And she's trying to force it a little bit instead of letting the game come to her.
I think we all probably knew that was going to happen.
Sure.
Scott County's not going to back down from her any more than she backed down from Scott County last year. She makes the first. That gives her a game-high 13, but she has labored feverishly for them.
Oh, she's earned the majority of them. She really has.
Couple of nice threes early on. She makes both free throws, missed a couple in the second quarter, and I'm sure that was a source of frustration.
Yes.
Her team's back up 10 now. Malia Moore dribbles it between McMath and Custer, and McMath picks it up. Another turnover for Scott County. Pull up from inside the arc, no good. Chasing after the rebound, it will go. Who's he going to go to? Scott County.
Both referees looked at each other.
McMath trying to
that
do
way.
the Jedi mind trick and
Yeah.
wave that way, but the refs, I think, made the right call.
Oh, no question. I do too.
More to Tompkins. Scott County hanging around, but just can't dig out of that 8 to 10 point deficit. Taken away. Custard deflected it, and Smith picked it up.
Is
Rachel left elbow pull up is good.
Coach Wilson giving some of his starters a break? Because I noticed that Tompkins is scoring, but she doesn't have Skierman on her.
Price with the reverse layup. Yeah, Skierman has the 3 fouls.
Okay,
That's the issue
yep.
for her.
Yeah, she'll be back in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I would expect. Ward, I don't know about her foul situation, but she's been struggling offensively. There's a miss for McMath again. Everybody's struggling offensively as Tompkins gets the rebound. Nice little 3-player weave, but the pass was long. Price couldn't get that if she was 6'5", and it will go back to GC. 2:44 remaining third quarter.
Scott County number 10, Kinsley Collison. And for Great Crossing, number 4, Emma Bean.
You can't let McMath catch it going towards her bucket. She's dangerous right there.
Yep.
They tried to pressure her, but they let the ball come over their head towards her end, and you can't do it. You got to make her catch it.
McMath starting to be McMath again and take this game over. Tompkins going to try to do the same with a 3 at the other end. She's really Scott County's only hope, it seems. She's got 13.
She's caught fire, hadn't she?
She has 7 this quarter. Keeping her team in it within 9. McMath, no look to Tierney in the corner. Long on the 3. Tompkins tears down the rebound. They've got numbers up ahead to Price. Scott County's within 7.
There we go. Timeout, Coach Wilson.
Here come the Cards. 40-33 with 2 minutes to go in the third.
Kennedy Tompkins, lots of energy tonight. She's getting it done on both ends. I mean, she's made a couple outlet passes that people don't understand how important that
No,
is.
she's just such a great passer.
She really is. She's a good passer. She's strong. And she's knocking down shots. That makes you a whole lot better, doesn't it, Cal? When you're
It
knocking down
does.
shots?
You know, that helps. Makes you look like a well-rounded player when you do all those other things. She's keeping the Lady Cards in it in all phases. Malcolm and Angus serenading us during the timeout.
He'll come scooting through here, one-footed here in a minute.
Seven-point game. We knew Scott County had been playing well. They haven't had a great offensive night, but defensively, I think Coach Helton has to be pleased.
Sure, and really a good offensive third quarter.
Especially from Kennedy Tompkins,
Yes.
and she's getting other people like Emma Price involved. There's a nice play to Smith, and that's what you want out of a timeout. Beautiful dish from Braley McMath, and Smith with the finish. 9-point lead once again. Tompkins pull up from the foul line, can't bank it in. Rebound tipped around. Tompkins going after it,
Yeah, she's going to get that.
and it will stay with the Lady Cards as the possession arrow facing their way. 1:36 to play, third quarter, 42-33. Great crossing on top.
Great crossing scored on a beautiful set play. Just a good old UCLA cut.
Tompkins misses the hook, rebound to Tucker. She's in trouble, and now she finds Ward.
This is when Tompkins has to bust back down court. If she misses a shot, she can't be the last one back down
You
court.
can't lollygag against
No.
great crossing. That is
Really
for
can't.
sure. They will make it.
Too many
They'll
weapons.
make it hurt.
Too many weapons.
Nice game for KT tonight. 13 points and probably up to about 20 rebounds by now. Beam to McMath. Great crossing, content to maybe get a good shot, and that's McMath's usually a good shot from there, but it's short.
That is a good shot. She just didn't knock it down. But
Some
that's her
nights
shot.
it's just not your night, and another turnover as a long pass to Wise was off the mark. Under a minute, third quarter. Great crossing, nursing this 9-point lead. It's been a struggle since they put up 24 in the first 8 minutes. It's a fight for possession. Tompkins, who else going after it? There's a collision. She's down. I hope that's nothing serious. There's no whistle. Play on, I guess, if it were soccer. Tompkins gets up.
Nobody's going to hold for one
McMath
shot.
for three. Tompkins coming from behind. Rebound comes down. It's tied up. Nope, they're going to call a foul.
I've never really seen this or said this before, but McMath is a little bit gassed right now. You can see on their short jumpers, everything's hitting the front of the rim right now. I think it would always be a good idea about the last minute if you do have a lead. Let her get a little extra blow, a little extra.
Plus, you got to get somebody who can handle
Sure.
the ball going forward next year, or if she gets in foul trouble in the playoffs or anything like that. Wise with a second chance. No. Another rebound for Scott County. They are owning the boards tonight. Moore throws it away with 1 second left.
Yeah, Moore. It's what Moore got taken out of the game for earlier. She's just really struggling to make that pass right now. It's, bad angles, right there. She had no spacing and tried to get it to Emma Price and couldn't get it to her.
1 second. McMath from beyond half court. Almost. Just off to the right. It's a 9-point game going into the fourth.
Did they call a foul? McMath's going to the line.
Wow. I didn't see that at all. It coincided with the buzzer.
That's what Helton's asking his I guess it's
You
Emma
can't,
Price.
you can't do that. Did they call it on Penny? No, they haven't posted it yet. That was the last foul on Ward. I think you might be right about Price. You're just bailing her out 50 feet from the basket. She's made the first two. She makes three. Not shocking. And it goes from 9 to 12, and suddenly the The gap looks a lot different if you're Scott County. That's a tough play right there.
Especially going in. I mean, she's taking she was at midcourt, basically at midcourt, and gets fouled.
Yeah.
That will make coaches crazy.
Yeah, that will give you gray hair, and I'd be the expert on that. And
we,
yes,
Mansour. I resemble that statement.
Yeah, well, it happens to the best of us. Thank you for joining us here. We have too much fun on the Birds Nest Broadcast Network.
High atop.
High above courtside. The kids watching this have no idea who Johnny Most was. They have no idea that bad impersonation was intended to be a tribute to him.
Just pull up the Dennis Johnson steal.
DJ!
That's right.
Bird stole the ball. Some of his rants about the Pistons and the Rockets back in the mid-'80s and those series were golden. Great crossing ball to start the fourth quarter. There's a nice aggressive drive by Ava Skierman. She had a quiet third quarter because of foul trouble.
Now she's back.
9 points for her on the night, and it's a 14-point lead. And here she is with the steal. Taking it herself. Can't get it to fall. Rebound Tompkins. Long pass to Price. She's all alone. She will step back and find Tompkins, the trailer. 14
Tompkins has to move. She's flat-footed right now.
Another three-point attempt. This one's good for Malia Moore. It's her first one of the night. She has 8 points.
It's a catch and shoot right there.
Gets it to within 11. She has that capability.
Catch and shoot and no.
McMath drive, kick to Tucker. Yes. Lauren Tucker with 6 points on senior night.
Tompkins needs help getting the ball in bounds. That should never happen.
They break the pressure. Right elbow for Price is nowhere near. Smith with the rebound, dribbles it around the defender. They find Skierman in the corner. She will kick it back to Ward, who finds McMath. 6.5 minutes to play. Lead is a baker's dozen. McMath gets a pick from Tucker, drives, good, foul, and one. Gets the contact from Wise, gets it to fall, and all of a sudden, Braylee McMath has 21 quiet points.
That was a really nice take right there. Used her body well, got the ball up on the glass. Beautiful.
And if you can have 21 on a so-so night with 6:23 left, you're doing something right in your career.
How did you do? I did all right. I had 21. Okay. Well, of course, we still got 6:23 to go. She could get that. She could get that 30-burger.
She knew that free throw was short. She followed it almost as soon as she put it up. It goes to Scott County out of bounds. Yeah, they trap Price and force a turnover. Good work there from Ward and McMath. And it will go to the Warhawks. Great crossing has weathered the storm a little bit. I guess she got within 7 or 8. Here's Ward for 3. Yes. If she heats up, it's all over.
You know what? She's got a nice stroke.
She really does.
When she gets her feet under her shoulder squared, it was really nice.
Her sophomore year at Scott County, she hit 7 against Sayre. So her 5 the other night wasn't even a career best.
Whoa, I thought she was getting ready to let that go.
Tyra looked like she was going to fire from about 30 feet. Now she'll take it to the basket, getting stolen away by Smith.
They just bait her into that.
Smith bounced past to Skierman, gets trapped in the corner, finds Smith, but she stepped on the line in front of her own bench. (54-36). Scott County in its biggest hole of the night. They've hung in there after a rough first quarter on the strength of defense.
Yep. Nice pass.
Nice pass to Tompkins, who's done a nice job creating havoc in the middle.
I just don't understand, Cal. That's where she needs to be. That's where she's doing her school. I know she's hit a couple jumpers, but when nobody's going to stop her under there.
There's a 3 by Smith. It's no good. Rebound for Skierman, blocked. They get it to Ward for another 3-point attempt. Long. Rebound Price. I just think there's an identity crisis about what Kennedy Tompkins is offensively on this team right now is the big deal. There's one that gets to fall off the front rim by Price. She's in double digits with 11. Long pass to Smith, though, and a bunny in reply. Rachel Smith having a nice night, 14 points. It's up to a 16-point lead, yes. Tompkins spins, gets it to Young. Young guarded by Smith, though, and Tucker with the rebound.
You know how dangerous Kennedy Tompkins would be if she was a ball handler?
Yeah, a true one,
you couldn't stop, you couldn't get her, keep her out, away from laying the ball in the bucket because you can't. Skierman's doing a great job.
Again,
she's outside of the paint. It's just she's just helpless once Tompkins gets her in there.
Floater. Rainbow in and out from Smith. Young chases the rebound to the corner. She finds Tompkins.
Pass.
Tompkins to a wide open Penny. Penny's first basket after a career-high 19 against Douglas. 14-point game, 4:10 to play. McMath behind the arc in the right corner. Now she dribbles out.
Look, he's as Coach Helton says, pressure. You got to make something happen.
Skierman, strong take, no good. Rebound Price. Here come the Cards, down 14, trying to close in again. Price coast to coast, can't get it to fall on the layup. Rebound Tucker.
She does everything right to get there. You just have to finish it, which is the hard part.
McMath, foul line, kick to Smith, deep three, long. Skierman fighting for the rebound. It will go to Scott County.
I think Coach Wilson might be saying, Miss Smith, we're up 14, and you're taking a 28-footer.
Does not compute.
Maybe not. There comes the train rolling.
Yep, you can't stop it. And one for Tompkins. KT has had herself a night. She's almost certainly the Scott County player of the game right now.
Tompkins shooting one.
Tompkins has really improved her free throw shooting over her course of her career. She's up in the 75% range this year. It's a far cry from where she was as a sophomore. And I didn't jinx her. She actually made it.
I was watching her in warm-ups, Cal. She wasn't even close. I watch kids how you warm up tells you a lot about somebody. It really does.
Three-point play cuts it to 11, but here's McMath. No good. Rebound comes down to Penny. Long pass to Moore, and again, it is a single-digit deficit.
Great crossing, bad shots down here, and getting beat on layups on the other end.
9-0 run has cut the lead in half with 3:06 to go. And it all starts with Kennedy Tompkins at both ends of the court.
Yep. She's standing in the lane on defensive end. She's grabbing rebounds. She's either throwing a good outlet pass or she's taking it herself.
Cut it from 18 to 9 in short order. Boy. At the end of the third quarter, Tompkins had 15 rebounds. So she's got to be around 20 at this point.
Double.
Yes. She averages that, and she is going to build upon those averages tonight.
Cal, I think the more she gets in shape, she's dangerous.
Yeah, it is. You've seen it progressively throughout this season. She's becoming more herself.
Yep. Really struggled against Walt Verona. That's a good pass.
Nice pass, bounce pass inside, but a missed layup as Custard couldn't get it to go. Tompkins down with it. Here comes SC. Chance to get. It's a 3-possession game. This could make it 2. No, but Tompkins chases the rebound. Unbelievable effort from KT down the stretch here.
She's a woman possessed.
11-0 run.
This one's far from over. We got a couple stops here. Now let's see what Coach Wilson does, which I believe he is doing the right thing right now.
Slow it down even more than they have. This is not the game. This is what they did against Frankfurt the other night. They just played keep away the final 4 minutes, and that might be what they do again.
Well, you want layups or free throws. Keep the ball in McMath's hands. High screen right here. Let her turn the corner.
He pops, step back, misses the short jumper. Nice rebound, Custer. There's Ward on the backside. Finally gets it to fall. Big senior night bucket for Haley. And a steal by Skierman. Can't get that layup to fall. Another rebound for Tompkins.
Ava got excited. She needed to be happy they had a possession. That's a great steal.
Pull it out.
Should have pulled it out. You're exactly right.
1:40 to play. Tompkins with the ball, guarded by Skierman. Bounces it into Young in traffic. Young, strong take, gets the foul. Will go to the line. 1:33 left.
Great crossing foul number 33, Custer. That's her third, team 6.
Tyra Young looking for her first points of the evening in a big spot here. As SC has not gone away. Gets the first one to fall. Makes the second, 58-50. Timeout, Scott County.
Timeout, Scott County.
Is it 51? They put 51 up.
Is that right? It's 58-51?
It is 58-51. That is correct. They didn't put the first one up. Okay.
Whose McMath was wrong?
I don't think my McMath was right, but I just had the short memory of it being 49 before she went to the line.
Right.
I think we may see McMath at the line before this is over. Price and Moore have joined Tompkins in double digits for SC. It's been a good night for McMath. Rachel Smith on the Great Crossing side.
I will say it's been a decent night for McMath. There's been a lot of shot attempts taken tonight by her. She really has. I think that this second half, especially, she struggled.
I think she needs to get to the line here.
Yep.
She's going to look like she's going to be aggressive. Now she's going to pop it back out to Skierman. Fouled by Tompkins. They have a couple to give. That's the 15 foul for SC. So they'll have to quickly stop the clock a couple more times to trigger the bonus. Really, their only hope is to get Great Crossing to miss some free throws, which they've done lately. They don't usually do much. 70+% shooting team, but
it gets down here under a minute, Scott County have to get that. Now you try to make them turn it over by applying pressure. Then you're going to have to start fouling. That's what Helton's saying. He was like, get up on her.
105 and ticking. Now Tompkins with the foul. She has plenty to give because that last one was her first. So make 2 on KT. I don't think I've ever seen that from KT, going almost an entire game without a foul. She's such an aggressive player, but she's been allowed to be herself tonight. That's good to see. Foul there will create the 1-on-1 situation as Bree Penny.
I don't think you wanted that one.
I don't think you wanted. You wanted to get it out of McMath's hands.
Sure. Once they do that, I would trap the first pass she threw once it got out of her hands. But
shooting for the Warhawks.
I'm one of the old crows up here in the crow's nest.
Yep. McMath makes the first under pressure, as you might expect. She's gold. Similar score to the Frankfurt game, which was 61-51. This is now 59-51. She missed the second. Tompkins with a rebound. Scott County with a pulse.
She's going to keep going.
Tompkins going to take it herself, guarded by Tucker. Tucker didn't have her feet set and will get called for the foul.
Great crossing foul number 45.
Which is the last thing you want to do.
Stops the clock. That's your best friend is the clock.
Great Crossing's enemy right now is the clock.
Tompkins, she has 20 points and at least that many rebounds. Misses the free throw. Rebound McMath. That's a big one. McMath dribbles through traffic.
Kick it out.
Finds
Nice.
Smith. Smith doesn't often pass up the 3 in that situation, but she smartly does there.
That's senior smartness. Now you got to give up a foul. You're down 8 points. You're down a couple possessions. You got a foul.
You got McMath, senior, Tucker, senior, Ward, senior on the floor, along with junior Smith and freshman Skierman. foul there by Tyra Young, reaches in to stop the clock with 25.4 ticks remaining.
Thought that should
Too
have been a foul
steep a
about-
hill to climb at this point, I think.
I thought that foul should have been committed about 10 seconds earlier.
There haven't been a ton of close losses for Scott County this year. They haven't really been in this situation. They were blown out a lot early in the year before this recent winning streak. Ward misses the front end. Still a chance as Scott County has it in Tompkins' hands. Time's a wasting. 18 seconds, throws it away. Picked up by Skierman. And that will do it.
Yep.
Skierman dribbles free, 10 seconds. Finds Tucker for the capper. The senior puts the exclamation point on it. 8 points is her career high here at Great Crossing anyway. 3-point attempt by Tompkins at the buzzer, no good. And for the second consecutive game for Great Crossing, the final score is 61-51, and they have won the Battle of the Birds for the first time in 4 tries.
I was okay with that game.
That was a good effort by both schools. I think I know Coach Helton never wants to lose, but I think his team showed something about itself tonight.
I think Scott County goes into the locker room with a lot of confidence because that team right there, Great Crossing, they are one of the better teams in 11-3.
They didn't play afraid.
Nope.
We'll get some final stats. I can tell you that our Scott County player of the game, brought to you by Ozer Paint and Flooring, is going to be Kennedy Tompkins. Her numbers are just otherworldly tonight. And the Georgetown Community Hospital player of the game for Great Crossing, I guess I can do the cop-out thing and give it to McMath. I probably will have to. She had, 22 points.
It's about like us in football this year with Scott County and Camden Martin.
Yeah, I mean, Camp does so many things out there that you really can't. You can't look away from him and all that he does, and she is like a Campton Martin on the.
He is a Campton Martin, exactly right.
I may have the stats in my email. That sometimes is where Jason Taylor is our statistician tonight.
Here we go.
Oh, they're coming.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Indeed, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Yes. Braylee McMath, 7 for 23, but she will be our Georgetown Community Hospital player of the game for Great Crossing. Again, the Warhawks struggled from the line, 10 for 19. They only turned it over 4 times, and they forced, I say forced, but Scott County made some unforced ones too, 21 turnovers. Scott County plus 17 on the boards, led by 20 points and 18 rebounds from Kennedy Tompkins. 11 for Emma Price with 7 boards, 10 for Malia Moore with 6 boards. That's about it for their offense. They had a bunch of players with 2.
You know what? And Cal, as sloppy as it started out and the way we were talking about it started out being a bad game, and it was only because really shooting, because you look at here, we got to combine 25 turnovers between both teams.
It's just shooting. 34% for Scott County, 30% for Great Crossing.
If Scott County cuts that 21 into 14 turnovers, it's a different ball game.
Yeah. Great night here in the Battle of the Birds. I think both teams acquitted themselves well going forward. And, hey, we may see them play each other again at EKU or somewhere. We could even be here for all we know, or at Scott County, or whatever round it may be in the 11th region, as we hope and anticipate that both these teams may get there. Of course, it's a strange year, and a lot of things happen between now and then. But we wish both teams the best of luck and health and all that good stuff. On behalf of James Scoggin producing us here on site, getting the photos, Mike Scoggin, all his ongoing support along with DT Wills and Derek Barney. I'm merely Cal Oaks. Your final score tonight, the Great Crossing Lady Warhawks 61, Scott County Lady Cardinals 51. Battle of the Birds goes to GC for the first time. Have a great weekend, everybody.